AISD-TV presents the 8th grade city championship bracket. This is for third place, the Chaparrals of Hutcheson and the Titans of Ferguson. At Wildman Field, we are underway as Hutcheson deferred. Ferguson will receive the opening kickoff and will do it again. Ferguson comes in at 4-2-1. Hutcheson at 5-2. Ferguson feeds Bowie, and a third go to Seguin, and of course Hutcheson, the direct feeder to Sam Houston High. Hutcheson comes in averaging 24 points a game. They allow 14. Ferguson averaging 19 points a game and giving up 18. And a 5-yard penalty shoves the Chaparrals back as they kick off from the 35. And the whistle and the start as Ferguson in return posture. It kind of dies into the wind. It is kicked. It's a free ball as they scramble, and Hutcheson says they have it, and they do. And the kicker comes up with it on the fumble kickoff return. And the Hutcheson Chaparrals have it 1st and 10 deep in Ferguson territory. Angel Ramirez was the kicker and also recovered the loose football. From the Ferguson 38-yard line, the Hutcheson Chaparrals, coached by Devon Campbell. The quarterback is Juma Otoviano. Otoviano has thrown 4 touchdown passes, hands off, and Roderick Thomas over the right side, and Thomas able to get to the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 7. The head coach at Sam Houston, Anthony Chris, will join us in just a few minutes.
2nd and 3 for Hutch.
Chaparrals, the home team, and again a record of 5-2. Hutcheson in the A Big Zone standings finished 2nd to Barnett at 4-1 and nowhere to go, and a loss of yardage back to the 37, close to the line of scrimmage. A very windy, chilly evening here the 2nd week of November. It sets up 3rd down and needing close to 9. 8-minute quarters in junior high football, and we welcome in Anthony Chris. Coach, good to see you.
Oh, good to be here. It's great football, great weather.
And the handoff, this is Thomas over the right side, jumps the defender, and has yardage to the 33-yard line.
Roger Thomas is an exciting back. He's had a good year, a good season this year. He's had, I think, I've witnessed over 7 runs where he's gone over 60 yards for touchdowns this year.
3rd year that Coach Chris and I have worked together for the city championship games, both for 3rd place and in the championship. These games were to have been played early November around the 3rd, but bad, inclement, rainy weather moved in, so it was delayed and shoved back a week. And the quarterback, Otoviano, over the right side. Well, Coach, the Chaparrals beat Ferguson early this year, 20-6, on September the 18th. How different have the teams changed since Hutch directly feeds Sam?
Well, it's a big difference because that was early on, like I think maybe the 2nd ball game of the year. And so Hutcheson has done a good job, and also Ferguson had a good season this year. Hutch is very explosive, has an outstanding physical defense. Ferguson also got it together after that and went on to win, I believe, 5 games after that. And so also they'll be explosive on their end on offense. So good defensive match. That was huge for Ferguson after turning it over on the initial kickoff to have a good stand right there.
All right, Ferguson sets up shop at their own 32, having held Hutcheson on downs. And the first possession for the Ferguson Titans, coached by Jay Crumley, and their quarterback is Jordan
Turnover.
Palakpak, and another turnover. This one at the 35-yard line, and Hutcheson gets it right back.
I mean, that's two crucial turnovers right there. Fumbled by the running back, they fumbled the opening kickoff, they fumbled the opening snap. I would say that the Ferguson probably has jitters in this third place game, also probably experienced by Hutch. But now to see as the jitters start to settle, let's see can Hutch take this ball, and Juma, the quarterback, should be able to use the zone read principle and maybe move this team now.
Now Ferguson in the zone standings finished 3-1-1. They finished second to undefeated Gun. And again, they take over in Ferguson territory at the 35-yard line. The fake to Thomas. Otoviano keeps it, and Otoviano piles up close to 8 yards.
I figured that Coach Campbell will now put the ball in the hands of Juma, number 9, very exciting play between Thomas and Juma, that they should be able to go right now. You should see a lot of zone reads, going to attack the right side of their offensive line is the best part for Hutch, so I believe you will see them run to the right a lot tonight.
Now this Roderick Thomas, coach, ran for close to 800 yards, had 10 touchdowns, is very dangerous in returning punts and kickoffs for the Chaparrals.
Oh, yeah, he has a standing speed and also the ability to make someone miss.
From the 27-yard line, Thomas, and now Otoviano keeps it 20, 15. He may score. Touchdown, Hutcheson.
Exactly what I was talking about right there, John. We got a chance for Juma to be able to be very exciting. He's a very explosive player between the quarterback and the running back. And you can see why I'm excited for those kids to get to Sam Houston High School, because they're very explosive. Good job by the offensive line. And that's what he can do. He can take a broken play. That was a broken play and turn it into a touchdown.
Runs 28 yards, and the Chaparrals score first.
Also, they have a great kicker. Angel Ramirez does a good job this year on kicking extra points and field goals. Very exciting. Our soccer program, Coach Rodriguez, is very excited to get this young man on campus next year.
Ramirez out of the hold of Otoviano will try to make it 7-0 Chaparrals. Spotted, here's the rush, but plenty of leg into the wind. It is good, and the Chaparrals, following the Ferguson fumble, cash in and lead it 7-0.
You know, finally, these kids get to play in what we call football weather. When I was growing up, cool, windy outside, fall type, good, but it is football weather. So I think now that the Ferguson Titans will settle down, by no way will this be a runaway tonight. And I think they will settle down because they're very good on offense also. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if they would answer this when they get the ball.
Here's the starting lineups for both squads, the Ferguson offense and the Hutcheson defense. And if Hutcheson, Coach, if Ferguson can hang on to the ball, we'll see the Ferguson offense for a few plays.
That's true, and I think they will. I mean, this is initial jitters, you know, being on television, playing in a big stadium. I mean, that they're used to that too, but on this type of contest with this type of thing, basically a playoff atmosphere, I believe that they will settle down. We'll see a good football game here this evening.
All right, Angel Ramirez will kick into the wind. Back deep, Marcus Johnson and Robert Tier. And it's scooped up by Marcus Johnson. Johnson, number 2, carries it out across the 40-yard line and is piled up close to the 42.
They held on to the ball that time, so now they get a chance to, they held on to a kickoff. Now can we hold on to the first snap, and I believe they will, and get to see this exciting Ferguson Titan offense gets going.
All right, the Ferguson Titans, 4-2-1 overall, averaging 19 points a game. The quarterback is Jordan Palakpak. He wears number 3. And he's going to send Malik Price, a receiver, wide to the left. 2 running backs in the backfield. Palakpak will hand it off. Running room crossing the 45 and stacked up near the 48-yard line over right tackle.
You know, they're going to have an exciting time with Marcus Johnson, who's a very explosive back, also get a chance to go. And I know that Bowie and Seguin, who will be the recipient of these fine football players, Coach DeArmond and Coach Lynn both getting ready for playoff football action. I know they're excited about Ferguson being in this third-place game.
Now, 2 years ago, Ferguson won the city championship. They blanked Nichols 43-0.
That was a fine football team, one of Arlington's finest they've ever seen.
They have it at the 49-yard line. And the keeper, Palakpak, turns a corner. And Palakpak to the 43-yard line. And a first down for the Ferguson Titans.
You know, everybody's running the zone read. Everybody. Before, about 5 years ago, what is the zone read now? When you got the junior high kids running, everybody's getting pretty good at it. Did a good job of reading the defensive ends. He slammed in that time, pulled the ball outside, and was able to get the first down.
Now, Hutcheson on defense is led by Trey Flood Hensley. He has 60 tackles. Quentin Cole, the Roverback, has 45 tackles and 1 interception. And they also have another kid that has over 30 tackles, Joshua Bolden, number 88. It's 1st and 10, Ferguson at the 43. Palakpak fumbles, picks it up, and is belted down at the 45, loses about 3 yards.
I think the wind is also going to play a factor on the snap, since both of these teams will be in the shotgun all night long. So every ball is going to be snapping. It's very, very windy down there, and so you got to be sure that we watch out for the snaps. I think the wind is going to play a big factor in each and every snap that goes on this afternoon.
And, Coach, you can't run up the middle with Demetrius Allen at the nose tackle, big number 93.
He's a nice-sized young man.
From the 45-yard line, Palakpak still on his feet. And they'll mark him down at the 36.
Great job of ball handling that right up the middle, right at big number 93. But he did a good job. Jordan is doing a good job of reading that, because when he comes inside, came upfield, he pulled it and was able to go and get 10 yards on that particular play.
Jordan has run for 675 yards, has 5 touchdowns. Ferguson's last game was a tie with Owsley, a 22-22 contest. Palakpak keeps it, slides over left guard and close to a first down.
I think he's going to be a tad bit short, but they will go for it on 4th down in this area. I think he's going to be about a half a ball, maybe half a yard short on that. Looks like a broken play, but he was able to make something out of nothing.
7-0, the Hutcheson Chaparrals lead it. We've got 2:21 to go in the first quarter at Wildman Field.
You know, it's good to see the shadows. You know, you get the chance to talk about hardly the shadows coming over to the stadium. Gives a college feel of an afternoon football game.
Jesus Reyes, number 88, is wide right. Palakpak, and had some motion.
Left tackle.
Procedure on the Ferguson Titans.
I know Coach Cumlin and Coach Cole have to be going crazy on that, because he got just a little bit to go. And as we say, to use coach speak, hold your water. All you got to do is hold your water on that play right there. You're going to get a half yard. Now, 4th and a little bit has become 4th and 6.
Also in the backfield, they have Quincy Milliken. He's run for over 400 yards, number 5.
I'll take a good guess it's going to be the quarterback, Jordan Palak.
Okay, out over the ball, the center, number 55, Jim Pham. Jordan will keep it, breaks 1 tackle, breaks another tackle, and has yardage to the 30 and a first down for the Titans.
Great 2nd and 3rd effort by Jordan. He got it right there. Looked like they had him for no gain, but he got there, put his head down, used it right there, and got the first down to keep this important drive going.
David Ruiz, number 55, comes in defensively for the Chaps. Clock moving, 1:22 left in the quarter. In the sunlight, the Titans have it at the Chaparral 30. From the spread, Jordan Palakpak. And a low snap and a whistle right as soon as he received the snap. And a timeout has been called. Hutcheson taking a timeout.
Coach Campbell didn't like what he saw for the first time tonight. Ferguson came out in trips, and Hutcheson didn't line up right, so Coach Campbell, being a protege of Coach Anthony Chris, played for me at Bowie High School, took a time out there to make sure that they got lined up right, because that's the first time they came up with a new formation. He didn't like the way that they adjusted to it, so he had to take a time out there. And it's a smart time out. It's early in the game. Don't want to give a big play, especially when you're leading 7-0 with 1:12 to go in the first quarter.
In this game, Coach, there's a chance it could end with a little bit of sunlight left. Wildman Field, you see the shadows near the hash marks on the near side. By halftime, it'll be right in the middle of the field, so there is a chance they could finish with a little bit of sunlight left.
Yeah, it's going to be very little. good chance probably won't be, because it's been getting dark around 5:35, 5:45 tonight. So we will get to see the lights in this first game, and definitely darkness, total darkness for the second ball game, the championship game.
That's Gunn and Barnett for the championship game. 1st and 10, Ferguson at the 30-yard line.
It's a good solid drive that Ferguson is putting together here, all by the quarterback.
Dustin Brasher, number 84, is wide left. It looks like Quintero was to the right side, number 85. Palakpak can't get away and loses a yard. Jerked down behind the line, number 93. You talked about him earlier, Demetrius Allen.
Demetrius Allen, big nose tackle right there, had a good job, good swim move he got to get over there and cause a loss. You know what? I'm going after the quarterback. Make him give the ball to somebody else. And they say, okay, stop the quarterback, because right now the quarterback is gaining all the yards for Ferguson.
Chris Lloyd comes in with a play number 9. Robert Tier, number 4, goes wide right on 2nd down and just over 10. 30 seconds remaining. Big opening over the left side, 20, 15. At the 11-yard line, Quincy Milliken, and a quick blast over the left side.
Well, that's a result of laying the quarterback, finally get the ball to the hands of the running back. As I stated earlier, both of these teams have very explosive offenses. Playing the quarterback, because it's been quarterback. Finally, they put the ball in the hands of the running back, and he takes off for a big gain right there.
It's a gain of 19 yards for Quincy Milliken, also a defensive end when the Titans go on the other side of the ball. Ernesto Camaro is wide right this time at the 11-yard line. To the 5.
And
that's going to be the last play of the quarter.
That was Marcus Johnson, so the two teams will change ends. That's the end of the first quarter here at Wildman Field. The battle for third place, and Hutcheson leading Ferguson 7-0. As we come back to play just inside the 5-yard line, it is 2nd down for the Ferguson Titans. Breaking one and still on his feet and finding the end zone is Marcus Johnson. Johnson takes it in. Touchdown Titans.
Great run by Marcus Johnson right there. They had him dead to rights in the backfield. Very elusive, made 2 guys miss and then got into the end zone. Extra point pending. I don't think Ferguson has an extra point kicker like Hutcheson does, so they probably would go for 2. This will need a big stop for the Hutcheson defense coming up right here for this extra point conversion.
And, Coach, that was a 58-yard drive. Very nice.
Yeah, I knew Ferguson very explosive. I figured they would settle down, and it's going to be a good football game.
All right, Malik Price, number 7, in the backfield from the spread. Milliken. Quincy Milliken takes it, and he has the 2-point conversion.
Once again, I know Coach Campbell is very upset about that. Had him in the backfield. Poor job of tackling right there, but great job of running by Quincy Milliken to get in for the 2-point conversion. Now Ferguson takes the lead 8-7, and I look forward to a seesaw battle here tonight, because I said both explosive offenses, well-coached football teams, and we're in for buckle your seats because we are in for a big ride tonight.
I believe you, Coach. He was able to get to the edge and break a tackle by Kieran Brooks, number 14, so the 2-point conversion gives the Titans the lead at 8-7. First play of the second quarter. And now Ferguson, well, they're going to have to kick off eventually, Coach, so we'll see what the kicking game is here.
Right, finally. They'll be kicking into the wind, so whenever they have to kick into the north, neither team will be very deep back, but also that Hutcheson, also 2 explosive guys, Juma and Roderick are back deep. Those guys have the potential of taking it back to go 90 steps very quickly.
Kevin Big K Rodriguez will kick off for the Ferguson Titans.
Kicking off for the Titans, number 64, Kevin Rodriguez.
Back deep, Winters. It's a squib kick. And it's fallen upon at the 30-yard line.
But Ferguson, having played Hutch earlier, understand the explosiveness. So, hey, kick it on the ground. Don't give up a big return and let our defense get out there. And so hopefully Hutch, the second time having the ball, now both teams have settled. They said third time having the ball. Now they will settle in and see can they get a drive going that answers Ferguson's initial drive.
Hutcheson scrimmages from the 31. Toviano, after the fake, will keep it. 35, out to the 37-yard line. Nice gain of 6 yards.
Nice job up front by Hutcheson Chaparrals. Good job the offensive line. The right side did a great job right there. Juma was able to take the ball and get in there. Hey, they're averaging 5 to 6 yards on every snap. So Hutcheson's doing a good job up front. Ferguson got to find an answer to that, maybe come with some blitzes or do some type of movement up front to make sure they can counter that.
Deshaun Baker was in on the tackle for the Titans. 2nd down, 3. Fumble, and Toviano got to it. Number 20, Darius Winters, was also there for the Titans.
That's a mistake in the zone read game. Wasn't sure whether to hand it or pull it, and it's like the ball hit the ground because he thought he tried to give it off. Roger thought he was going to take it back, so they laid the ball on the ground, but at least they avoided the turnover.
It's a loss of yardage, 3rd down and 6 at the 30-yard line. And some confusion as Toviano wanted to hand it off to Roderick Thomas. They collided. It's a loss of 3.
Miscommunication by the running back and the quarterback. Running back looking forward, didn't have his eyes up, ran over the quarterback, knocked him down as a loss. I would think they would put him into a punting situation.
Angel Ramirez, number 82, comes in. On 4th down with the wind. It flutters and fielded at the 48-yard line of Ferguson. To midfield, crossing midfield is Marcus Johnson. Johnson to the 49-yard line of Hutch.
Marcus Johnson almost fumbled that ball. I think the wind and the cold probably had something to do with it. This is the first cold game that either one of these ball clubs had to participate in this year, and I think it has something to do with a cold football, cold hands, and handling of the football.
You have one of your offensive guards up here in the booth, and Coach, I'm sure he'd have given anything to have this weather in August.
Oh, he would have loved, Cecil would have loved to play something like this because they love this.
August, September would have felt pretty good. From the 49, the Titans have it. Jordan Palakpak feels a snap and the handoff, and this is number 5, Milliken. Milliken races to the 41-yard line. He'll be a couple of yards short.
Jordan Palakpak is doing an excellent job of running the offense. What you have going on now, Ferguson is using misdirection because Hutcheson is so big. They're trying to use the misdirection to slow him down, and it's working. So probably what you'll see Coach Campbell will counter with, like I said earlier for Ferguson, he would probably come with some type of blitz or something so they can get in the backfield.
It's 2nd down and 2. Malik Price is the inside receiver on the right side. Palakpak fumbles, picks it up, and will be dropped eventually at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 7.
Big blitz that time, just called it, just dialed it up. Yeah. Big blitz came that time to help him because I figured he wasn't going to stay back and let him do it. Now, both teams on these possessions are self-imploding, they're shooting themselves in the foot. They need to settle down, get the snap. When they get the snap, both teams are explosive. But right now, they are hurting themselves with self-imploding, or as we like to say, shooting themselves in the foot.
Hutcheson had to punt. The drive started at the 49, so they've only moved 4 yards, and it's 3rd down. Crisscross handoff, 40. 35, and still moving inside the 35 to the 33-yard line is Quincy Milliken.
The old counter trade, what they call it, the GT counter pull, misdirection run, counter backside. One of Bowie High School favorite plays that they like to run with Bryson Crossley and Trenton Shoemake. And so now it pays big dividends on 3rd and long. They pick up the first down. I think everything that you'll see out of Ferguson will be true misdirection.
Roderick Thomas was hanging on, the free safety. And a 1st and 10 for the Titans at the 33-yard line. A lot of open field to the right for Palakpak. And he will run over right guard, breaks a tackle 20, 10, forget about it. 33 yards, Jordan Palakpak.
It's the same play. We call that quarterback counter trade. They ran the counter trade, same misdirection to the running back on last play. This time, Jordan Palakpak takes it, the same play, takes the counter, runs behind misdirection, and went to running back. You can see where both guard and tackle pull around. Gaping hole. I could have scored in that. Could have run through that. It was a big hole. It goes for a touchdown.
It is 14-7 Ferguson. And again, they'll go for 2. Quincy Milliken, number 5. Ferguson or Hutcheson almost jumped, and he picks it up on the bounce and runs it in right over the center. Another 2-point conversion on a ball that was mishandled at first, but then it bounced right up to Milliken, and that makes it 16-7.
And it's huge because that makes it a 2-possession game. 2 touchdowns for Ferguson, 1 for Hutch. But now, Hutch, when they're counting with if they counter with a touchdown, even if they go to it, be behind. So I would venture to say that Angel Ramirez will probably not kick another extra point today because you have to chase these points. And because they're down, hey, you look and say, hey, 2 touchdowns to 1, what's the difference? Giving up 2 2-point conversion puts you now down 2 scores, and really you should be down 1 score. So that's going to kill the extra point for Hutcheson for the rest of the night.
And the wind continues to blow hard out of the north. We started at about 48 degrees, and the field almost in complete shade.
And the lights have come on, so we're not even going to have darkness probably before halftime. When they come out of halftime, it'll probably be dark.
Kevin Rodriguez will kick off. Bounces, picked up, now dropped at the 31-yard line. This is number 81. On the return, Caleb Drizzle Clark.
Number 81,
Caleb Clark picks up the ball. So now the offense for Hutch has to settle. Now Ferguson, great defensive stand last time, want to go back-to-back defensive stands to try to get this game away, because what a difference 6 weeks make. Before, Hutcheson had handled Ferguson easily. Now they find themselves behind Ferguson has already scored more points in the first half than they scored the entire time the first time they met.
Coach, we've got some pretty good nicknames here in this game, but wait till the Barnett gun game. We got some good names for you to absorb.
Oh, I know.
From the 38-yard line, Otoviano, busted play, and will lose yardage to the 36.
You know, Hutcheson seemed to be very out of sync. The last 5 snaps they've taken, they haven't gotten a clean play off either the fumble or there's been some miscommunication on the play call. So I'm seeing Coach Campbell will probably just want to get to halftime so they can straighten it out, because they're very explosive, but they haven't gotten off a clean play in the last 5 snaps.
Hutcheson in their last game defeated Carter 41-0. But that was 2 weeks ago. Handoff, and Roderick Thomas is belted at the line of scrimmage.
And off the number 20, Thomas. Tackle made at line of scrimmage.
They call a timeout. Ferguson trying to get they want the ball again and they know how explosive this Hutch team is, and they want to make sure that they try to get the ball back and score again. That was big. That was a big play up front by Kevin Big K Rodriguez.
And Marcus Johnson also had a hand in it.
Right. I like the name Big K. Kevin Big K Rodriguez.
What about this one? Quentin
Coley Cole.
And
we had Caleb Drizzle Clark, Jerome Junebug, Josh JB. Some good nicknames.
D. Allen.
Demetrius D. Allen.
Okay, Coach, you won your last game of the year. Texans were able to win it, so it's a good thing.
Oh, yeah. First time that Sam Houston has ever won in Weatherford. So that was big. We were very excited. Big bus ride home from Weatherford, Texas. It was an exciting game. Too exciting for my pleasure.
Beat Weatherford 42-34.
And we led 42-12 with 6 minutes to go in the game. And had to sack the quarterback to hold on.
From the 35, Otoviano will keep it. And thrown down at the 39-yard line.
Otoviano on the carry, brought down by number 62.
Another
Tackle
time I
applied.
take my Ferguson. That's another miscommunication. They run the toss sweep. Roger Thomas was not ready for the pitch, so Juma had to pull the ball down and try to get the best thing he can. Now it was big with 3 minutes to go. Ferguson will only have one timeout left. Angel Ramirez needs to get off a good punt here to make sure. But once again, Juma looked to pitch the ball to Roger Thomas, wasn't there, kept the ball, and tried to make the best out of a bad situation that he could.
David Taylor made the tackle after Kevin Rodriguez hit him first. The ball is at the 39-yard line, so it is 4th down and right at 10 yards needed. It is a 16-7 Ferguson lead. Season started on September the 18th, and the season ends on November the 12th. 4th down, and dropping back deep for the Titans, Marcus Johnson. Hutcheson will have to punt it with the wind. Very high, good punt, hits at the 27, goes straight up, takes a Chaparral roll and will be downed at the 20.
Great job by Angel Ramirez. He needed a huge kick right there with 2:51 to go in the second quarter. Now Hutch has to come out and play defense. I guarantee you Ferguson will come out with the counter. It will be misdirection. The ball will be go to Marcus Johnson or Quincy Milliken right here, or Jordan Polakvik, who's having a great first half, quarterback in the Ferguson Titan offense.
They lead 16-7. Just under 3 minutes left in the half. They've got one timeout.
Look for Jordan Polakvik to do something special right here with the ball.
Josh Nindakuma, number 83, wide left. Polakvik will hand it off. This is number 2, Marcus Johnson. Johnson crosses a 25 and will get to the 28. And a nice game. They're going to bring in
Number 2, Johnson,
an
brought down
extra
by number
player
20,
on
Thomas.
defense. Juan Sanchez, number 44. To the 31-yard line, Jordan Polakvik, the quarterback.
And he got the first down to stop the clock.
Again, tackled by number 20, Thomas.
It is a first down for the Ferguson Titans. Again, their overall record, 4 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. Hutcheson is 5-2.
First down.
And as soon as Jordan turns and hands the ball to Marcus Johnson, a
The
stoppage
chain-
of play.
The chain wasn't set on the far sideline, so they had to stop it because you can't snap the ball until the chains are set. Actually, turned out pretty good for Ferguson because they were able to stop the clock.
1st and 10 at the 31. Polakvik picks it up. And number 45 there to pull him down, Trey Hensley, number 45.
Trey Hensley come through with a big play right there for Trey. That's Trey D. Hensley. Trey D with the nickname right there comes up with a big play for the Hutcheson Chaparrals.
Second down for the Titans.
2nd down and a dozen.
Trey Flood Hensley. Trey D. Got to remember that. Trey D.
Ernesto Camaro, wide right. And a timeout by Hutch.
Injured player had to take a timeout because he couldn't get out the field.
Couldn't tell who it was, but yeah.
Looked like a big guy, Trey, like big D. Allen. Demetrius D. Allen, number 93.
Can't put full pressure on one of the ankles, it looks like.
Probably got stepped on. Doesn't look too bad. He didn't go down. So, but it's a very quick first half being played after Ferguson settled down, able to score 16.2 touchdowns. And it's kind of like I stated earlier, for Hutch, you kind of feel good about it. You say we're only down 1 score, but actually you're down 2 scores, and you only have given up 2 touchdowns to 1. But now because of the extra point situation, so I'm quite sure Coach Campbell will address that after. Hey guys, we cannot allow them to score 2 two-point conversions.
And no need to pass. You collect a first down here. You're still in pretty good shape. You're going into the wind. So have they attempted a pass? I don't think they have they?
No passes have been attempted by either ball club, I don't believe.
I see Otoviano warming up on the sideline, so he may get ready to throw some in the second half. Palakpak trying to get around number 14, Brooks. Crosses a 35.
Palakpak should have kept he had the corner, and he stopped. We see it all the time. But he stopped to try to cut back in. He had the corner. If he takes the corner, he might would have turned the corner and gone for a big gain. But now it's third and medium.
Okay, Dimitri's out, and number 93 is back in there. It's 3rd and about 4 yards. Handoff, running room, left side, Milliken breaks into the secondary. Milliken, a foot race to the 20, to the 10, in there.
Oh, he's got a flag. He hit him at the end zone. He hit him late.
64 yards.
Quincy Milliken with a great run. He has a proud papa on the sideline over there. His dad is Pastor Quincy Milliken. He's walking. He ran the last 30 yards with his son down there. So I saw Pastor Milliken over there on the sideline clapping AISD security. He's over there on the track. I'm going to ask him, hey, look, are you working or are you cheering your son on? There's that counter play that we've seen the whole time. And I'm surprised they hadn't run it the first 3 plays. They came back right there with Quincy Milliken, and he's able to go the distance. I know Coach Campbell is trying to figure out what's happening, but what's happening, running misdirection because Hutcheson has such a quick defense. They go to the first thing they see. They've got to slow down a little bit to be able to handle that counter trade play.
64 yards. On the touchdown run, it's now 22-7. Palakpak, two-point conversion, and nobody touched him.
Hutcheson overloaded, anticipating the sweep that they've been running, and Palakpak, being very smart, saw that nobody was over. He just took the ball and ran back left because no one was there. Hutcheson overloaded right there, 24-7. Big first half for the Ferguson Titans. And I told you they had a very explosive offense, and they've done a good job now. Hutcheson have to play catch-up, but they have the offensive guys and the weapons to catch up in this football game.
So all the two-point conversions have been successful. It was 8-7, 16-7, now 24-7. And again, Ferguson came in averaging right at 19 points a game. And the Hutcheson defense was allowing 14.
So this is what you would call a shock to the system. And so what they have to do is get to halftime, figure it out. There's plenty of time left in the ball game. The thing what Hutcheson can't do is panic, and the thing Ferguson has to do is keep the pedal to the metal. Don't ease up, knowing that it's a very explosive football team that they're playing, and say, hey, keep them down. Don't let them get back in the game.
So the 15-yard penalty after the touchdown, that will allow Ferguson's Kevin Rodriguez to tee it up at the Hutch 45. And it's an onside kick attempt, and may have been offsides.
Well, delay of game because he kicked the ball before they blew it, ready for play. And if you kick the ball before it's blown ready to play, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. But definitely with it being right there, I would have done the same thing. I was getting ready to say anticipate an onside kick because they really have nothing to lose. They've been kicking. They're not going to kick it deep to Juma or Roderick Thomas. They're going to squib that ball right up front to make sure to try to get it. And they want Hutch to have the ball to say, if you're going to get it, you're going to get it to 40, but we are not going to put it in the hands of your 2 most explosive players.
And they're at the 15-yard line. They'll never see this kick.
No, sir.
So Rodriguez will kick off from midfield. Now they spread out the more conventional style. Little pop fly, hits at the 20, off the knee, it's loose, and Ferguson has it. And they've got time, 52 seconds.
On the kickoff recovered by the Titans. It's going to be Ferguson ball, 1st and 10 at the Chaparrals, 33-yard.
And Roderick Thomas is shaken up.
I think he shook up a little bit when he dove for the ball. Came right off his hand. I think he couldn't happen. They kicked it to him. He had a chance. He's probably so excited to see the ball come his way after they thought it was going to be an onside kick. Now Ferguson, with 52 seconds, has enough time to go for another touchdown.
And he was flattened from the 32. Palakpak hands it off, running room, trying to get to the 20-yard line. It's a first down run regardless for number 5, Quincy Milliken.
Same play, the counter play again. They say, hey, if you don't stop this, keep running. It's the same, but running counter misdirection. And they're going to run it. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see the quarterback, Jordan Palakpak, take it this time to the right.
Nathan Smith, number 30, on the tackle.
Running behind Big KK Rodriguez.
From the 21-yard line. They've got one timeout. 38 seconds. Palakpak almost tripped, gets his balance to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone.
Just as I anticipated, same play to the other side. Even he got bumped, but ran behind the guard and tackled, pull it on the counter. The quarterback was coming. They said they're going to do it, Jordan Palakpak. And now what has happened is that this play was not executed well in the beginning of the season because they both just gotten there. And now they got this offense underneath them. And it really is a true shock. 30-7 right now, going for 2, trying to make it 32-7. And really and truly now trying to put the game out of reach.
His second touchdown run, that one from 21 yards out, and another 2-point conversion, Quincy Milliken.
It reminds you of old Tim Tebow formation when he was at Florida. They just loading the backfield, like one side, and just putting them back there. So now what they got now is a 32-7 game, 25-point deficit, very close. Now, if I had a panic button, I might try to push it because I'm telling you right there, you look at it, you can't stop and you figure you don't have an answer to it. You're trying to get the halftime to survive. Now you're down 25. Now there's 4 scores. And then hopefully that you got to get some onside kicks and be able to stop Ferguson because they have not had an answer since the second drive.
And Hutcheson will receive the second half kickoff. 32-7, the last touchdown came just 22 seconds following the Milliken 64-yard coast-to-coast run. So the fumble kickoff by Hutcheson, resulting in a Ferguson touchdown.
The fans are fired up, and they've kicked the ball deep. I was surprised.
Scooped up at the 29-yard line. Still on his feet, 45, and thrown down at the 47-yard line.
That's when you know you start feeling pretty good. They've been outside kicking it all day. They decided to kick it deep. They say, hey, both teams fired up. Ferguson feeling pretty good. Say, hey, let's kick it off, see can we cover. And now, I tell you what, 25 seconds on a timeout. Hutch is explosive enough to try to get a score. We saw Juma warming up on the sideline a while ago. Look, even though it's windy, look at the wind at his back. Look for a big pass to try to go down the sideline.
That was Jalen J.D. Vincent on the return, number 15. From their own 47, Otoviano will throw and trying to get it out in the right flat to number 20, Roderick Thomas, and overthrew him.
Had him for a quick second there. He had a step on him. Looking for the pass to either go to J.D. or Roderick Thomas again. They got to protect a little better because Ferguson almost got there. If he had maybe a half a second more, he probably could have had that pass completed.
All of the Ferguson scoring has come in this second quarter.
32 points in one quarter.
Hutch led 7-0 at the end of the first.
You have to be careful not throwing an interception here and being run back for a touchdown. You have to really be worried about that also because Ferguson is playing deep in a cover 2 shell.
From the 47-yard line, 2nd and 10. Juju looks, same play, and this one again overthrown to Roderick Thomas. You had Darian Bickham's back there deep for the Titans.
Here's the thing also, John, you have to be careful of. It's third down. It's kind of remind me of the Dallas Cowboys. Don't give Drew Brees the ball. So, don't give Jordan Palakpak the ball again. Ferguson has a timeout left. So now, if a play takes like 5 seconds, they're going to give, and they've shown the capability of being able to score in one play. So I'm thinking here, run the football and make them use the timeout.
Okay, Joshua Bolden, number 88, wide left on third down. Juma Toviano in the pocket, now scrambles. He runs. He gets to midfield. He gets to the 45-yard line and dives to the 40. It's a first down run.
And he's out of bounds. Very smart. Now you don't have to worry about it. Good job by Juma, being very smart. They have a timeout now. You can be smart about it, though, because they're going to back everybody up. So make sure you're very smart. But Juma, Roderick, JD have a chance to get the ball into your playmaking hand right here. And maybe, just maybe, you have a chance to come up with a play. A la the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens yesterday. When the Ravens thought they had their game, and we saw volleyball at the end of the game and sent it to overtime.
Yeah, that was one of those tip plays that the guy was in the right place at the right time.
Yes.
The ball resting at the 40-yard line of Ferguson. There's a little more than 5 seconds left in the half. The only touchdown coming on a 28-yard Toviano run that came midway in the first quarter. So now they have it, and they're going to send Caleb Clark wide right. And who's going to guard him? Darius Winters, number 20. Now they scoot back, and he's wide open, Coach. Nobody's on him.
Yeah, they're too far back. Now they're coming up because you just can't give him the ball right here.
Throws it up towards Winters, and just about a yard out of his reach. Or Clark, trying to get it to Clark.
Pass intended for number 81, Clark.
And that is the end
That's the end
of the first half. The first half ends on an incompleted pass. And Ferguson leading Hutcheson 32-7. It's halftime. We're back for the start of the second half on AISD-TV right after this. As we get set to play the second half, it is 32-7 Ferguson leading Hutcheson. And the Chaparrals will receive the second half kickoff. They'll go into the wind. And Kevin Rodriguez hits it. It's a spinner, and it's taken on the run at the 18-yard line. Roderick Thomas, 35. And Thomas tried to stay near the 40-yard line, goes out of bounds at the 39.
But John, we just saw why they have not kicked the ball deep, because Roderick Thomas gets the ball back up to the 40, past the 40-yard line. Well, they marked him out of bounds. They marked him out of bounds at the 39-yard line. And so now you see why they have not been kicking the ball deep, because they're very explosive. Very important that Hutch comes out and establish. They have to score. They have to score this drive.
We are at Wildman Field at the 39-yard line. This is a busy place. You have other duties?
I know it.
From the 39. Handoff. 5, 10, 15. Thomas inside the 30 in the biggest run of the night. And a fumble. He was knocked down.
Number 20, Thomas on the carry.
Thomas fumbles at about the 29.
Too bad we don't have the advantage of having instant replay. He was down.
I'd already marked him down and ready for another play.
He was down. The ground kick caused a fumble, but because you don't have an instant replay in high school, you have to go with the official saw. Great run by Roderick Thomas, and the kind of run they needed to get back into this game, but that's very unfortunate that that was considered to be a turnover.
It was a 33-yard run and a fumble, and Ferguson, leading 32-7, takes over at their own 28. Jordan Palakpak He'll hand it off, and Quincy Milliken has stood up. And a nice 2- and 3-player surge by the Shaps.
Number 45, Trey D. Flood Hensley. He's been all over the place tonight. Got him in a good play on that right there. I just can't, still can't believe they call it a fumble. I cannot believe that. We need instant replay in junior high.
Looked like he was definitely down. And it kills Hutcheson right here. 2nd down and 12. And slipping down at the 28 is Palakpak.
You can see that Coach Campbell made a halftime adjustment on the counter trade by the quarterback. That time, they were able to fire and get Jordan to get outside his blockers, and unfortunately, he slipped down on the turf. So now it's a big 3rd down. Maybe we'll see the first pass from Ferguson tonight.
Jesus Ramirez, number 60, in for Jerome Shackelford. Ernesto Camero, number 42, wide to the left. To the near side is Chris Lloyd, number 9. On 3rd and 10. Palakpak will hand it off. Marcus Johnson. Johnson trying to turn the corner, 40. And Johnson breaks a tackle, still in bounds, all the way down to the 42 of Hutch.
That's just have to just hit like a kick to the gut. 3rd and 20. They run the counter trey again. The corner, Andrew Ramirez, who had just come in because number 14 had just come out. Kieran Brooks had just came out, so Ramirez came in to replace him. Goes inside, allows Roger Thomas to get outside, goes down the sideline for a 1st down. So
it's a 30-yard run for Marcus Johnson, who has 5 touchdowns this year at the 42-yard line.
I'll tell you what, it's a good. Ferguson is having a great drive right here.
Hand off to Milliken. And Milliken cut down at the line of scrimmage.
Hutch has had good success of stopping every play but the counter trey. When they run anything outside the counter trey, Hutch is okay. It's the counter trey. If I'm Ferguson, there's no more playbook. We're going to run counter trey the rest of the night.
No secret. Robert Tierin with a play number 4. We're just underway, 2 minutes and 28 seconds into the 3rd quarter. Ball's on the far side, right at Darkness. Palakpak, and hanging on is Jalen Vincent and 2 other Chaparrals.
Quarterback number 3, I'm the keeper.
If I'm the Bowie Volunteers and I'm the Seguin Cougars, I have to be very excited and ecstatic about what's coming into the program. I'm excited, too, about these Chaparrals coming up because it's good core kids, a lot of talent out here tonight. Both sides have very talented football players.
Jalen Vincent, number 15 for Hutch, on offense this year, had over 500 yards and 5 touchdowns, but he's on defense tonight. Hand off to Milliken, and Milliken wrapped up at the 40.
There's our guy, Trey D. Flood Hensley. Trey D make a good play. He's coming down, but here's the big thing, 4th down. Everybody in the ballpark knows getting ready to run the counter. So let's just see what Hutch comes up with, because last time they ran the counter. Let's see what they're going to do this time.
Isaiah Pittman, number 84, also there.
That would be Pittman. Pittman.
It's 4th down, 8. They need to get to the 32 of Hutch. But on a fake, Palakpak, and he's got it. They run on 4th down. He's still on his feet. And the whistle finally blows as they break it up at the 25-yard line.
I think he really wanted to punt it, but I think he mishandled the snap. And when he mishandled the snap, then he decided just to take off and go running. I don't think it was a call fake. I think he mishandled the snap, saw it, looked up and said, hey, no one's coming. Let me take off and run.
And the more players that came in for the Shaps on the tackle, the player down for Ferguson at the 25.
Can you make out who it is?
It may be Palakpak. No, it's not. I see him back in the backfield. One of the players got caught up and went down. So we're going to break with 3:39 to go in the third. It's 32-7, Ferguson leading Hutcheson. The player shaken up for Ferguson was Malik Price, number 7. He goes to the sidelines. It's 1st and 10, Titans at the 25 of the Chaparrals.
It's so important, too. They had a stop, had them punt, and then it has to be disheartening for them to hit the first down. So Ferguson Titans right back at it again on offense.
Palakpak from the spread. He'll hand it off, coming right, getting by the first wave. Penalty marker down inside the 15-yard line. Might have had the push or the block in the back at about the 25.
I can't tell if it was holding, maybe even face mask.
Marcus Johnson was the runner.
See if we can see on the replay. Marcus Johnson outside. Oh, there it is. Holding on number 65.
Holding on the offense.
Basically pulled number 55's jersey off.
So it's coming back. 3:09 to go in the quarter. Championship game will be between Gunn and Barnett.
That's going to be an exciting football game. The Gunn Gators have a very big, huge football team, so I'm excited to see that matchup.
You say it might be one of the best Gunn teams ever.
They won a couple of years ago. It was pretty good.
Reyes to the near side, number 88. They mark it at the 35. It's 1st and 20. Inside receiver is Camaro. And not much, maybe a couple of yards. Number 5, Quincy Milliken. Milliken scored on a 64-yard run in the second quarter.
Trey Flood Hensley makes a tackle again. He's made like the last 5 or 6 tackles. He's been on quite a few tackles here tonight. And just when it seems like Hutch defense has finally settled down, but I'm afraid they're going to run out of time as this clock is running really fast. Only 2 minutes, coming up on the 2-minute mark in the third quarter.
Again, only 8-minute quarters in junior high ball. Inside of 2 minutes on 2nd down and 19, Palakpak. And inside the 30, they'll give him the 29. It's going to be 4 yards shy.
Was that a late flag that came in?
Couldn't tell on the other side.
It's got to be a face mask.
I guess the play stands.
Face mask on the defense.
Face mask. Oh, I see it right there. Number 80 grabbed his face mask and pulled it pretty good, too, on that. I'm still on the replay. Number 80 for Ferguson, Rodrigo Garza, reached in there and grabbed the face mask of Jordan Palakpak.
So that'll place it at the 15-yard line.
And an automatic first down.
Leading 32-7. Ferguson lost 2 games, and they also were tied this year.
For the first time this year, they changed the zones and went to a big zone and little zone instead of east and west, or north and south.
From the 15-yard line, right up the middle, Palakpak breaks a tackle. He will score.
Quarterback number 3.
15-yard run.
For the Ferguson touchdown.
Jordan Palakpak, he's just been outstanding tonight. He's been very hard to tackle tonight, very explosive. But I tell you who gets the credits, those big guys up front for the Ferguson Titans. They're doing an outstanding job up front. The O-line has just been doing an outstanding job creating big holes for Milliken and Palakpak and Johnson to run through for this afternoon.
His third touchdown run, 32-21, and that one from 15 yards.
They do have a kicker.
We're going to see the alignment as if they're going to kick. And in front of Palakpak, they snap it to Quincy Milliken. And for the first time, the Hutcheson defense denies the two-point conversion. So that'll make it
2-point conversion fails.
38
Our new score, the Titans, 38
to 7,
7.
putting this one out of reach.
Yeah, with the 8-minute clock and the way that there's not enough time left for Hutcheson. What we're looking for now is will you compete, will you play hard, will your team not give up, your team not quit. Last game of the year, Coach Campbell will make sure that his guys will not quit. They will play hard for the rest of the night, play with fire and consistency. The same thing on the other side for Ferguson. Great second quarter for Ferguson. I mean, 32 points in that second quarter absolutely was just outstanding. Turning the ball over, Hutch turned the ball over, being able to take advantage of the turnovers, turn those into points. But the plays of the night have been the two-point conversion. I mean, that's what has really gotten the game out of hand, is the fact that they've been able to convert on 5 out of the 6 two-point conversions.
Now, one of their losses, Coach, for Ferguson was to Gunn, 43-0.
That Gunn is a good football team. I've seen them in person also. And like I said, this year we went from north-south to big-little. So for the first time, you had some matchups in the city that you hadn't had in a long, long time.
Palakpak, another look at the 15-yard touchdown run. This one scooped up at the 15 by Hutcheson, crossing the 30 and crossing the 35-yard line. A nice return by Otoviano.
Juma did a good job. Once again, we've seen why they didn't want to kick the ball deep tonight. But now they figure with the game in hand, they will kick it deep. Now what you want to see out of Hutch is to keep going. The thing about Ferguson in the third quarter kept the ball out of their hand. They had the ball for 2 plays. 2 plays and he fumbled. And so really the best defense is to keep Hutch off the field, and that's what they was able to do.
And Ndakuma was on the takedown for the Titans. Hutcheson from the 39-yard line. And Juju hands it off, or tried to hand it off to Thomas, and then kept it and lost a yard.
Just miscommunication all night of those two. I've seen them in sync. I've watched them play every week this year, and this is the most out of sync that I've seen those two. Usually it's a well-oiled machine between those two, but a lot of miscommunication tonight in the backfield for the Hutcheson Chaparrals.
Caleb Clark, number 81, goes wide right on second down, just over 10. Hand off and not much. A yard gain. It'll be third down, and we'll see if they get the play off.
It'll probably be the last play of the quarter going to the fourth quarter. They just marked it. Hutch would not run another play. I would not think they would run another play and probably get to the fourth quarter.
Up to the line. 4 seconds. They do get it off. Juju setting up to throw. It is dropped at midfield, and that is the end of the quarter. We go to the fourth. It's 38-7. Ferguson all over Hutch. Not much sunlight left as we take a look at Big D, about 25 miles to the east, and Reunion Tower, and it is still windy. You see the trees waver back and forth. From the 40-yard line, that's where Hutcheson has it. It is fourth down. Airing it out. It's up for grabs and out of the reach of Clark by about a foot.
Nice pass by Chuma. And Clark, I know they got the win. They know they would go for it. People probably wonder why did they not punt on fourth down, but being down 38-7, 7 minutes, roughly over 7 minutes to go in the game. Why not go for it? Maybe get a big play to try to keep yourself some life. But great throw right there by Juma, just barely missing.
I can't disagree at all. It was almost there. Good pass with the wind. And Ferguson takes over at the Shap 40. And Robert Tier comes in, number 4. A couple more players. Malik Williams on the D-line for Hutch. And 2 years ago, Ferguson won the city championship. And slipping down is Marcus Johnson. Lost a half a yard.
Good quarterbacks and then sub. Coach Kohler, Coach Cumley decided to sub, get some kids in. Everybody participating in this third place game. Last game of the year for both Ferguson and Hutcheson.
Hutcheson again started the year beating Ferguson 20-6 on September 18th. Low snap, scooped up. Robert Tier gets to the 37.
Robert Tier did a good job of running inside, good tackles that time about the Hutcheson Chaparrals. You know, Hutch started off the year, had a good season. Both the teams have had a great season. Hutch came up 1 game short from playing in the city championship when they lost to Barnett. So it's been a good season for Coach Campbell and the Hutcheson Chaparrals.
Now Robert Tier this year, 285 yards of rushing, 3 touchdowns. It'll be 3rd and 7. Tier picks it up, is able to hand it off to Milliken. He gets to the 33.
Yeah, it looks like his knee was down. 4th down coming up.
It was down.
He was down. Yep, ball should have been whistled down. My eyes it's just too sharp tonight.
3 for 3, Coach. 3 for 3, and a game to go. Number 42, Ernesto Camaro, comes on, and he'll go wide right. Looks like Isaiah Johnson to the other side, number 25. And the whistle right at the snap on 4th down. It's against Hutch. It'll be a 1st down.
Left tackle move. I know Coach Campbell said, no, we don't want the whistle now. We didn't want it then. We want to be able to pick that ball up and run it in for a touchdown.
It's cold and they want to go to the locker room.
Right.
So the 5-yard penalty makes it 4th and 8. Again, the new quarterback is Robert Tier. He's also a linebacker on the defensive side. He'll take it. He'll break 1 tackle. He'll break another. Gets to the edge and then runs into a couple of defenders at the 36.
Here on the keeper, brought down by number 30.
Ball will go over on downs. Hutch will get a chance to come out on offense and try to put some more points on the board. Coach Campbell, I know him. He's a very feisty competitor. Wants to finish on a good note. Wants to drive the ball down the field and score. That's what he's going to do. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if Hutch try to drive down here and get another score. Maybe even try to score 2 more times before the evening is over.
Coach, you're looking at a kid here. Nathan Smith looks pretty good tonight defensively. You'll get him.
Yes. I'm excited about these guys. I had a chance to speak to them last week in their feeder game, and so excited about all these guys. I told them I'm excited about them coming up. Excited with the Carter Cougars coming up also.
3rd possession for the Chaparrals in the 2nd half. Toviano beats the press. Runs inside the 40-yard line. 26-yard run.
And that's what you're going to get from Drew. You're going to get that and very responsible. Excited about him coming up, running the offense, being able to do that in the future. Follow right in behind Irvin Hill, Brian Gonzalez we have. So we're just excited about the type. We have a pretty good stable of quarterbacks coming up. And so I told you that, hey, You can follow right in there after Irvin Hill and Jamal Turner come right up and keep the Sam Houston legacy of quarterbacks going.
I want to see this Bolden catch a ball, number 88. I don't know if he will or not. 1st and 10 at the 38. Dropping back, Otoviano, he will keep it. Breaks one, 25. Inside the 15 and all the way down to the 12.
That's the glimpses that that's the exciting. I was talking about the beginning of the game, the explosiveness that they had, being able to do some things like of that nature. And Juju, watch him put the ball down right here, make a guy miss. That's what I'm excited about. A big smile up here in the press box. I'm looking right here to do that.
They're going to give him the 11-yard line. It's big number 73, coach, Santiago Leos. He's got some size on him.
Oh, yeah. It's a good-sized group. There's some good young men coming up there.
From the 11-yard line and just getting the ball to Thomas. Or rather, number 15, he's wrestled down at the 11.
Jalen Vincent on the carry.
That's Vincent.
JV. He's had a lot of yards rushing, but he had to go more to the defensive side of the ball in the night. But he's also been very explosive.
Now, how do you know, Coach, if you're going to have a kid that stays on defense or changes to offense in a couple of years, watching some of this action? Do you maybe feel that a couple of players may be better defenders?
Well, yeah, it's according with what you have. Because when you look at these type of kids, they're very explosive offensively. But at the same time, we all both know you have to stop some people. And so some of the kids we can tell are going to be great defenders, great corners. And so we really weighed it out and figured out when they get in the 9th grade. But we know the quarterback. We see what he can do. We know Rogers is going to be a great tailback. We also know what JV is going to be able to do also offensively. He'll probably be more of a defensive guy, but he also has great offensive skill set. And so it's just a good thing we look at it in, according by need, but they're so talented that we're just looking forward to getting them there and to get them bigger, faster, and stronger and help get us into the playoffs over the next 3 to 4 years.
The line of scrimmage is the 10. It's 2nd down and 9, 38-7. Ferguson will win the game. Just under 4 minutes to play. Vincent stays in the backfield. And Trey Flood Hensley also, their number 45. And they hand off to Roderick Thomas.
Number 20, Thomas.
It's a very good tackle by number 20, Darius Winters. Very good tackle. Touchdown saving tackle. It was a great job of blocking on the right side. Thought he was going to score, but Darius Winters comes in and does a great job of getting him down, getting his legs, wrapping him up, and getting him to the ground.
It's a gain of 3. 3rd and 7. To the corner of the end zone, trying to get it to Caleb Clark.
Barely missed it. Miscommunication. He came inside, he threw it to the back shoulder. Just barely missed, so 4th down coming up. I actually thought they would run the ball on that again, but he tried to get it to him. But they've been successful all year of throwing the ball. He's thrown touchdowns. They've made that connection all season long. Just off tonight a little bit with the wind behind them and a little chill in the air also.
Now, one thing I like about all the coaches in the city, Anthony, y'all always watch the 8th grade games.
Oh, yes, sir.
Even if you have 2 different games going on. Same play in the corner, it's up for grabs and broken up in the back of the end zone. Number 14, Devon Thompson.
Clark, broken up by number 14.
Yeah, every Wednesday night, we make sure we go out we split our staffs and we go up and we watch the 8th grade junior high. We go to 2 games, we make sure we watch these kids so the kids come to know us, we know them, and it's get a chance to watch all the kids all over the city.
Lamar always goes to Shack, Arlington goes to Gunn and Bailey, Martin's always at Young or Bowles, and Seguin's all over the place too.
Right. And we get a chance to go to Hutch and Carter and to watch those guys and watch we get some kids from Workman. We get a chance to see Workman when they play against Hutch or Carter.
So the ball goes over and Ferguson will have it at the 8. Blackback is back in at quarterback, hands off to Marcus Johnson, turns the corner. Johnson races to the 20-yard line.
That would be a holding.
And off to number 2, Johnson.
It is a hold on the run.
Flag on the play.
I believe it's going to be on number 83, the wide receiver outside for Ferguson. It's going to bring that back.
But what you want to do now is just to stay in bounds and run out the clock. Fans are cold. There is a second game. A gun is here. They're on the track.
That's actually Barnett that's on the track.
Is it Barnett? They'll be the home team then.
Yeah. Gun. Those large children are in the end zone back there.
Second down. And drawing a crowd at the 7-yard line is Milliken.
And big number 6, big Manny Ramirez. Comes up with the big play right there. A little over 2.5 minutes to go in the football game.
Hutcheson's only score came in the first quarter.
Hats off to both of these programs and both of these coaches. Done a great job with these fine young men this season.
Third down, 11. Black Pack will keep it. Has yardage to the 13-yard line. And he'll be slow to get up.
I venture to say, in my tenure in Arlington, this is the longest that junior high teams have played well into the second week of November. So it's a good feel of football and what it's like to play a long season. I like it so they get the chance to see what it's like to get into the playoffs, how what a long season is like. So I think it's good overall for the AISD.
That was Gunn getting loose in the south end zone. One thing about this field, Coach, you have a lot of room in the end zones. You have that field turf to get used to.
Oh, yeah.
What, 70 yards? I mean, you got end to end.
You got the end to end. We got a lot of room back there. Actually, we also hopefully will have this field turf replaced at the end of the football season, the end of the soccer season, and all 6 AISD schools will have the logos in the center of the field and the names in the end zone. So we look forward to having that next year in the AISD.
One thing about here at Sam, you have loads of parking. I mean, you got one of the biggest parking lots in town.
Right.
4th down and 5, facing the Ferguson Titans. Going to insert Robert Tier. Black Pack his helmet off on the sideline, so it'll be Robert Tier either the rest of the way or at least for one more play. Tier takes a snap. He'll keep it and go down at the 16 as the ball goes over.
I guess that was third down.
Or was it third down? Now it's...
That's 4. I thought that was 4th down also.
Yeah. Going to be about 3 yards short. Okay, now it's 4th down and less than 3.
This is the 2-point conversion formation they've been running all
Yeah,
night.
it is. Palakpak is back in there. Escapes. Evades another. Cuts it back. Down the right sideline. All the way down to the 41.
Quarterback number 3, Jordan.
So Jordan came back in there. And now for the year, he'll finish with over 700 yards of rushing. He scored 3 times tonight.
Just an outstanding effort. Once again, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I mean, a great job on second effort, getting the first down. Thought they had him in the backfield. Thought they had him stopped again. I'm quite sure we'll see the old victory formation now. They'll kneel it, and this will be the end of this ball game. Congratulations, Coach Cole, Coach Crumley, also to Coach Campbell and his staff for a great season by both of these ball clubs.
From the 44-yard line, that's exactly what he will do, and they don't have to run another play. And the Ferguson Titans will win the city's third-place spot.
I know Coach DeArmond and Coach Lynn are very happy tonight. Matter of fact, Coach DeArmond has 2 sets of junior highs playing here tonight. Ferguson, he gets a part of that, but he gets all of the Barnett Bears coming up next.
So that'll do it. The Ferguson Titans knock off Hutcheson 38-7. And Coach Jordan Blackback with 3 touchdown runs. The final score of the game came with 1:15 left in the third as he raced in from 15 yards out.
Outstanding night for that young man.
Once again, let's have a big round of applause for our 2 teams, the Ferguson Titans.
38-7, your final score for Coach Anthony Christ. This is John Nelson saying so long from Wildman Field, AISD-TV.